Hello everyone and welcome to D1 Brazil. You are joined by me, Racing, and absolutely no one else. I'll be commentating by myself today. You just see a black screen at this moment in time. I can't fix it. Just need to ping out the stream and then you'll be able to see my game. It's a bit problematic, but we'll get there eventually. Right, just turn up my probably able to hear an echo there, but now we are in. Hopefully you should be able to hear me. If I'm a bit quiet, just tell me in the chat and we can sort it out. Just need to get the chat up actually quickly. I can't type. Hello, Rise. Hello, Diamonds. How are you? Right, she's loading now. This is quite an exciting race. We have a few people doing last to first challenges as the championship has already been decided in the last race. We have KJ and Louis, as I know, doing the last to first challenge. Louis might already have a quali ban, but I know for a fact KJ doesn't. He's just doing it for fun. We might see a few more people decide to do last to first challenges because there's nothing to gain from this race really, apart from constructor points, obviously if they need them. But it will be quite fun to see a few last to first challenges, see where they can go. Obviously spice up the race. It's not as fun as the D2 race where we had the championship decided by a crash, and it went to Jay Morris. This one has already been decided last race unfortunately, but we'll still hopefully get some good racing, good hard clean racing. As we'll get everything up that we need. Get the track map on as well. So we know for a fact KJ isn't racing.
Set the fastest lap in the 2016 Brazilian GP. He became the youngest driver to have ever set the fastest lap record at just a month over 19
So Stein and Diamonds has also have quali bans, so hopefully we'll see a few last to first challenges from them as well. We've got a few people going out right now. We've got Flov, we've got R-Web, we'll see what we can do on such a new track. R-Web is going to be the first to set a lap, so we'll watch his lap and see what he can do. We've got some more people going out. We have Nico, we have Flov has said, we have Tiger Gamer coming out, KJ is also in his out lap as well, probably just setting his setup as R-Web is about to begin his lap. Oh, press one thing. board with our web now. It's starting the tyres. Obviously for the fully back. Puts it wide, going up to the line to maximise the speed. It brakes late into turn 1, just clipping the apex a little bit there, just a little wide. Very close track limits there. Keep it nice and tidy. It's going to be a close one there, that was very, very close. I was holding my heart a little bit there, thought we were going to impede it. A little wide in the apex there, not the best. You are seeing this lap there, I reckon a few wide apexes, you know, it's probably not the best lap, I'd probably say, probably going to go for another one after this. We'll just see what we can do. We've got to remember this is a fresh track, barely any rubber set on it, he's the first one to go out on the fast lap, so he's going to have a massive disadvantage compared to the other people who go out later on track evolution. Get it nice and tidy through there, then run up to the line. And that's a 109, that is definitely not in contention, that was a very, very poor lap there. That is not going to be anywhere near top 10, especially in D1. Yeah, as Nico sets a 108, which is just a clear show of how slow that lap was, he's definitely got to go again. As I believe Rise is on a lap now, we watch him, D3 driver. Very tidy through there. That's kind of the apex one hit there. You saw Raldo kind of missed the apex a little bit and then hit the curb. You know, his entry speed goes slow. You know, it wasn't the best lap of all time. JT sets a 108. Some of these laps are extremely slow. Probably use for track evolution. Go out again later. They'll probably get the grippiest track surface. People that set their laps late are going to find they have a bigger advantage. Obviously the people that set their laps later need to be more consistent so they'll get leeway if they make a mistake. Bryce goes up to the line now, because it's nice and tight, see what you can do. Looked like a very, very solid lap from what I saw. As a provisional pole for the D3 driver. Absolutely amazing lap. He did better in the D3 this pole, so hopefully we'll be able to see something better come out of him if he decides to go again. A little bit. See if I can turn my game down. Thank you for telling me that. Diamonds. If anyone has any complaints about the volume, just tell me. As NSO Burt sets provisional pole, only a little bit faster than Rise. That was a solid lap from what I saw. Obviously I didn't see much, but there's some work to be done with some of these drivers. Some of the laps are quite poor around here at this moment in time. As it appears, Grieven is on his hot lap. That was very wide through that corner there. I don't think he is on his hot lap. Grieven was on the hot lap, very slow hot lap it appears. I don't know what he's doing now. He hasn't got enough yet. He's not going for another hot lap, I don't think. We've got Flov on an out lap. And everyone else is in the pits. Apart from NSO Burt, actually. Yeah, of course, can KJ. What do you think, 7 or 6? Is it really loud or just loud? I'll put 7 for now, see how it is. Don't sound too loud to me, I just want to prevent trying to exit the game, sort out and stream loves, to be honest.
The Brazilian Grand Prix of 1994
I need to curse kilojoules.
F1 race was
I have absolutely no idea who that is. Tell me their in-game name. Right, as Flav, I believe, is on his hot lap as well. He's going into sector 2. Just missed it there. Kilo Jules' nerd speak for KJ. I think KJ will have an amazing race. I think he'll do an amazing last first. I think he'll finish first. Absolutely amazing. I think he'll be the hero of D1, last to first. Oh wow, he'll be the hero. Alfa Romeo, you know, he'll win the championship next year. You know, he'll win everything. I think he'll win every race. Like, you know, he'll win like 10 races in a row that Max Verstappen. I think he'll win everything. As Flav sets an absolutely perfect lap, it appears. 108.1. Upsets NSO Burt on his provisional pole. I'm not sure if R-Webs is on the lap yet. I believe he is. Yes, he is. We'll see what we can do. Seemed a little bit messy through that final corner there. As we're going to spectate Tiger, who's just on his out lap right now, just about to go off the lap. So we shall spectate Tiger for full lap analysis. Could have kept it a lot wider through there. There's no need to be that tight through the original part of the circuit. It really cuts down the straight line speed you could have. Turn 1 apex was quite tight. Turn 2 was very close to track limits. That's what you want to see. Keep it nice and tight from turn 3 there. Going on to turn 4 through the straight. There's quite a bundle of cars up here. We just hope they don't impede Tiger. Oh, a little lock up there. That will definitely need to switch time a little bit. Car in front. Hope he's seen it. Yeah. And very close. Just gets a little squirmy out of that corner there. Had to just snap a little bit to keep the car under control. Overall, a decent lap so far. Hit quite a few apexes. Yeah. Perfect traction now. Into the last corner. Keep it off. Yeah, wonderful. Keep it off the high curve there. Now, this is where he wants to keep it tight like he did start of this lap. It's benefiting more keeping it tight here than it was there with them. Keeping it nice, tight, close to the wall, not hitting it. A decent 108.3. Obviously not enough to offset some of the highs, but overall a decent lap. As we have a few people see them to be on hot laps. Nico is on a hot lap, it appears. He's up by 1 second on his time as he gets a little squirmy out of that corner, gets a bit snap of oversteer there. I think as he backs off, I don't blame him. That would have ruined his lap. Had he not have taken it off there, 1 second up on the second sector, that could have been a pole. Rise appears to be on the lap as well, keeping it nice and tight. See what you can do. A very solid lap there by the D3 driver. Shooting himself back up into provisional pole. Absolutely amazing performance this weekend. He's raced in every single series, D3, D2, D1, and he's been dominant throughout every single one of them. No complication. As Vabo appears to be on a lap as well. As JT sets provisional pole with an absolutely amazing lap. Nearly going to 107s. As we'll stay on with Vabo now. Braking nice and late, lovely apex through that corner there, that's what you want, nice and tight. Absolutely amazing lap so far. Vabo's always known to being fast. Let's see if he can convert that with this lap here. He's very dominant. Turning it a little more than needed to there. He has tried to keep it at the apex. Just don't blame him. Might have eaten a little bit more into his lap. He rides the curb a little bit there. I'm sure that won't eat into his lap time too much. Looked like he did it nice and well. Keeps it nice and tight. Not hitting the ball, hopefully. Could have been a little tighter than that. However, he's gone second with a 1:08.0. Wonderful. As we've got one person on the lap right now, I believe. Vlov, is it on the lap? Hopefully not going to be impeded by this McLaren here. Yeah, wonderful. A little, could have taken that corner a little better there. Wasn't as tight as it could have been, although probably better than a few people. Apex absolutely wonderful there, got the lovely rotation into the corner. Try and get on the throttle early through this corner, try and get the best exit you can. He's done that wonderfully. Easy to get on the throttle through this corner here. You need to try and get on the throttle before you start turning in the car. You're going to struggle to get the power down. Absolutely amazing corner. The Mercedes pulls off the track to allow him to pass. Looks like a decent lap. As he goes into the pits, he must have messed up somewhere. Oh, I didn't see. Because he obviously wasn't confident with that lap. He must have been down quite far in his delta. As Arwell appears to be on the lap, seems more tidy, more tight than his last lap. Grieven's also on the lap, we'll keep an eye on him. Hitting the apex definitely better than his first lap. Gets on the throttle wonderfully there, a little squirmy around the back, but not too nothing to worry about. Nice and tight. Through that corner there. Going up to the line. Make sure not to hit the ball, like some people do. As that was a very slow lap. I thought it'd be faster than that, but he seems to be missing loads of the apexes, not getting on the throttle quick enough. As we go into Grieven, he looks quicker, but not quick enough for pole, I don't think. No, Grieven sets a worse lap and remains P10. I'm not sure if Arwell's going for another lap, but he's just speeding back to the pits. If I was him, I probably would have gone back into the pits, because that wasn't a very good lap at all. Everyone else is still in the pits. Vabo is on an out lap. One of the Hasses is coming out on an out lap as well. It would be Tiger, obviously. Vabo is a very, very quick driver. I'm going to watch him on his lap unless anyone wants me to watch anyone else. Yeah, Zalweb is just speeding back to the pits there, see if he can get some fresh softs on, see what he can do from there. He should be eating up his softs a lot. Softs appear to be the best tyre for the sprint. They do get eaten up quite quickly, but you know, only around 30% maximum at the end of the sprint, which isn't too bad. You still get quite a lot of performance out of those softs, so you need to be preserved. You need to be preserving them. As Fabio goes on the lap here, he's a very, very quick driver, see if he can offset pole. Could have been a little wider out of that corner there. He's got very quick straight line speed though, I don't think he's running very high wings. Beautifully on the throttle there, and near invalidation without precision in my opinion. I think De Vito's a little salty that Vabo's stolen the seat and performed better than he would ever. Keeping it very tidy. Seems to be quite a decent lap. I'm not 100% sure if it's up on his delta on the first. That was a very, very untidy corner there. Quite far off the apex, wasn't very good, but you might get the toe off the Alfa Romeo. up the straight. You know, just the littlest toe can do so much. But the Alfa Romeo appears to be a little further in front, so that toe is not going to help as he goes into the pits. He obviously decided that the lap was good enough for him. As I think Rise is on the lap, seems to be down set to 1, unfortunately. Good rotation for that corner, getting on the throttle nice and early. Oh! As the ridge gets all out of control. You got a purple second sector as the ridge gets all out of control. It's so unfortunate. As IF is on the lap, Nico is also on the lap. He's up on his time quite heavily actually, so he might be in contention of the top 3 as he invalidates. Unfortunately, Tiger Gamer again locks up through that corner. That's an absolutely poor first sector. No chance. As Flov goes into the pits, NSO Burt is also on the lap. He's up on his time at this moment in time. See how he does. Watch him now. JT is not on the lap. The only person that can probably offset him now is NSO Burt. And maybe Tiger Gamer. So let's see what NSO Burt can do first. Nice and tight there. It doesn't look fast enough. It is fast enough! NSO Burt has taken provisional pole. Whilst JT is in the pits, meaning he is on provisional pole at the moment in time. No way JT can offset him. The only person that can offset him now is Tiger Gamer. As Tiger Gamer goes in the pits, NSO Burt is on pole for this sprint race. Absolutely amazing lap, offsetting by just a thousandth of a second. Unfortunately for JT there. JT put in an absolutely amazing performance, which wasn't enough against NSO Burt. So that is your order for the sprint race. NSO Burt is on pole, JT is second, and IF Racing is third. Followed by Vabo, J Rise in 5th, the D3 driver in 5th, Moose in 6th, Flov in 7th, Tiger in 8th, Nico in 9th, R-Web 10th, Breven 11th, KJ 13th, HDR Diamonds. Oh, I've just messed it up now. Rise, you did not choke. You did very, very well. Your D3 pole lap was better, granted, but I thought you did quite well compared to these D1 drivers, and compared to Rise's pole lap, NSO Burt isn't far off it in D1. I don't think. I'll have a look now what his what Rise's pole lap was in D3. Oh, did not mean to do that. Because Rise's pole lap in D3 was shockingly fast. Here we have it here. Oh no, he didn't actually. Rise set a 1/10 better in this race. My apologies for my insane stupidness. As we go on to the sprint now, hopefully, we're hoping for a proper race start. We're hoping for no glitches, and we're hoping for no one to rally up on the grid when they've been told not to. It happens a lot, and it's very, very frustrating, especially when you've gone for a wee. You're getting some water. As I am going to go and get some water quickly. As I'm back, been waiting for this race start, as we call it. It's called a sprint, but it's just a short race, really. I'm not a fan of how they do it now in F1. We're going to go on one of my rants again. I preferred it when they did it how it structured this game. A qualifying, do the sprint, and that sets the lead. That sets the order for the race. I don't like how they do one qualifying for the race and then they do a sprint shootout, a shorter qualifying for the sprint, and then the sprint just goes in the mud. Like, it's just a second race. I'm not a biggest fan how they do it, but it's not. I'm not an F1 boss. I'm not the F1 boss. You know, I don't make these decisions, but hopefully it should go back to the way it was next season, because I'm sure I'm joined with many people in saying it's a bit useless how they do it this year. It's basically just another race, just because why not? Sprint races are definitely more fun. I did like the sprint race. I did like the sprint sessions, sprint weekends quite a lot in 2021 or 2, I think it was. They started them, but now they're a bit weird. I'm not the biggest fan of them. Let's talk about strategies. The strategies will just be, unless they get wing damage or they're extremely concerned with their soft compounds, will just be softs mainly. The softs work quite well. I have driven them in both sprints I've done. I finished the D2 sprint. Actually, no, I didn't even race in it because of a stupid game glitch. But as we go for 5 red lights, is this a formation lap? I did not realise we'd have formation laps on. I'm going to guess this is a formation lap because there is no insane dive bombs and no spins and no crashes and no broken wheels flying over the track and no safety cars. This gives me more time to waffle. Softs are very, very dominant in this race, as we will get up our tyre data to see what they've all got. So, as we can see, the top 7 are all running softs. Tiger Gamer goes mediums, Nico goes softs, and all the rest of them are running mediums apart from Diamonds, who's running softs, which shocks me a little bit because the softs are quite good. Obviously there's going to be 0 stops this race, and those stops are mandatory. However, it does shock me a little bit because I would have 100% thought that they'd run soft. I thought they'd run soft tyres, all of them, but it appears some of them have decided that mediums are the way to go. Softs don't wear much, and they were getting such a big launch at the start. The mediums will just not be fast enough compared to the softs, especially if you preserve the softs well, which some people are. I'm not very good with my tyres, so you know, I'm just speaking from, you know, myself, but I'm sure the softs will last to the end. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. As we go out the spectator menu now, as we are all lining up on the grid, should be about 30 seconds before we all finish, as some people are lining themselves up towards, as it appears our web is lining himself diagonally towards NSO Burt to see if he can disqualified. It's a little weird. They've probably just chucked them back. I'm sure they're not disqualified from the race. As we go to 5 red lights for this 12-lap sprint. It's lights out and away we go. NSO Burt did get a lovely start there, but R-Web is putting pressure on him now. Going into the first corner. R-Web is on the inside as R-Web takes the lead. NSO Burt has been pushed off the track, keeping it nice and clear. R-Web is in the lead of NSO Burt, and NSO Burt is having pressure put on his rear by FR Racing. All kept quite clean for the first sector there, as Moose 10 appears to have spun out of the corner. I'm not sure what happened there. As JT, why was I saying R-Web? JT is in the lead of this race now, ahead of NSO Burt. He's given himself such an amazing lead over everyone else. NSO Burt just can't keep up. The pressure behind him from IF Racing is really putting him off, as JT is just soaring into the sunset in front of him, gaining tenths and tenths through every sector. Yeah, Journey, I just realised I was being an absolute buffoon. As the order hasn't really changed, but Rise has gone down a few positions and Nico has gone up quite a few. We'll get the position change up actually. So Nico's gone up 3 places and KJ has gone up 4. It's very dominant. As IF Racing's really putting pressure on NSO Burt. The slipstream should hopefully work in his favour here, as he's just going to tuck in behind him and wait to allow a move. As NSO Burt appears to be closing in a little bit on JT. Maybe the pressure isn't really bothering that much. Maybe not much pressure is being put on him now. So Burt does seem to be reeling into JT quite a bit now. As Fluv as well has gained 2 positions, looking very dominant back there. We're all in a kind of train. There's not many overtakes going on right now. As Moose is at the back, I'm wondering what happened to him. Doesn't appear to have any damage. Must have just been spun. JT appears to be moving away from NSO Burt quicker and quicker every lap, as DRS should be enabled this lap here to allow for an overtake on NSO Burt from IF Racing. Yep, this DRS is enabled this lap. IF Racing is going to have DRS, and so is NSO Burt, which will make some kind of DRS train, but it would allow NSO Burt to catch up to JT very quickly now. Hopefully he won't fumble, as Diamonds has overtaken R-Web now. He's been put back in his original position. As it appears, Louis has also got past R-Web on the straight. What an absolutely amazing move there, as R-Web's trying to put pressure on his rear and fails. And Louis soars into the distance, ready to overtake Diamonds, as I'm sure he will. I was very quick compared to Diamonds in the 5 lappers. He says he was going easy on me, but we all know he's lying. As Moose appears to have spun again, as Stein and Grieven have also backed off as well. I'm not sure what's happened to them. As IF Racing is probably dumping his ERS to try and keep up with NSO Burt, who is having an absolutely amazing slipstream from JT as his wing is closed. This is kind of creating a little DRS train here. Louis has gone up 6 positions, which is absolutely amazing, but it appears they're moving away from the front pack a little bit, as he's made the overtake stick on Diamonds, probably into the first corner. Moose is in the pits, Stein is in the pits. It appears these top 3 are reeling themselves away from everyone else. They're in a race of their own here, trying to get past each other. As Louis is really building in the front pack now, really getting back into his racing physique. Yeah, Death Star has put pressure on the rear, mate. Dirty-minded person. This slipstream going into the first corner on JT will be amazing. As we can see, NSO Burt has absolutely grilled his ERS, trying to keep up with JT. As it seems to be all in single file, as Vabo has caught up to the top 3 now, and they're all racing. This slipstream into the first corner is going to be amazing. JT has pulled himself away into the first corner, but all 4 of them are going as Vabo goes down the inside of IF Racing, making an extremely clean move. But IF is not going to give it up. IF is not going to give it up as he spins. We knew it wouldn't go well through that corner. He probably tapped his rear through that fast speed corner and just lost it. Not the best place to make a move, I'm not going to lie. It's extremely unfortunate for IF, who was keeping up well with the top 3. It's allowed Vabo into 3rd place, everyone else up a place now. As Louis is again reeling in the top 7. and he's getting away from diamonds very, very quickly. As the slipstream now, as Bert seems to be going for the move, as Bert goes for the move into the first corner, goes down the inside line, and JT has just not been able to clean up. He's not been able to keep up before he switched back there. But JT is going to have DRS into the first corner, into the second straight, sorry. And JT is going to be dumping that ERS to keep ahead. As NSO Burt just lets him past, he knows that it's not his fight right now. He knows he can get past another lap. He knows he's not going to. He knows it's dangerous for him to risk it like that. Been an absolutely amazing battle so far with the top three. Absolutely amazing. There's been some amazing overtakes, and the people doing last to firsts are appearing to be doing quite well. KJ is up to 7th and Louis is up to 8th on lap 6 as well. Louis is now catching up to the pack, which will be beneficial for him, as now NSO Burt will go for the move into turn 1, I believe, if he can keep up. Yeah, as he attempts to go down the inside and have a little fake dive bomb there. He probably knew it wasn't his dive bomb to make. He knows he has a second straight. He knows he should go for massive lunges like that. So he's going to take them both out of the race. He's going to be absolutely dumping his ERS to stay ahead. As he tries to go round the outside, JT taking the inside line there, trying to protect his corner very well, which he does. Look to the back now as KJ has made the move on Rise, probably down the second straight, as Louis has slightly caught up to the front pack. As Flov appears to have spun off the track, I'm not sure what happened there. He might have hit someone. As IF Racing is out, and there's a safety car. IF Racing has appeared to have just slammed into the barrier head first, and this is going to put this is going to benefit Louis a lot, and everyone else trying to do last to first, especially people like Moose, who's nearly a lap down. This is going to benefit him a lot, as he's going to be allowed to keep catch back up to the pack after such an unfortunate incident at the start. Burt was trying to make a little gap from the rear, but it's been diminished now, so he's gonna have to watch a lot more now at his rear, because KJ is up in P4 now. He's climbed 8 positions, starting around last place, which is absolutely amazing, especially in the sprint race as well. As long as the race goes the way he wants, I think he could take victory in the last first. It would be nice to have a C2 to, kind of back me up on that, but we can't have everything we want. As IF Racing has left the session, it appears he has no interest in doing the race at all. People need to remember this is just a sprint, it can be fixed. As some people have appeared to have pitted as well. We'll get the tyres up now, as it appears our web has pit for softs, as Diamonds, Tiger and Grieven have also picked the new softs as well. I'm not sure it's the way to go. They'll definitely have an advantage, but with such a small race, with only about 3 laps when we restart this, it's not going to benefit them whatsoever. They should have just stayed in the position that we were, if I'm completely honest with you. KJ going on the mediums was a little bit of a weird strategy there. I think he probably could have done more on softs. Everyone on softs appears to be going quite well. There's been no complaints from what I've seen. There's been no snaps of oversteer, sliding around, so the softs, yeah. Death Star just make a point. They didn't have much to lose, but a good race start, a good place for the race start wouldn't hurt. With such a short race, there's no point pitting for softs. It's probably going to gain you 1 or 2 positions over everyone else, but it's really just not going to benefit you very much. You should have just stayed in the pack where you were with similar compounds and just just stayed there basically. You know, everyone's in the same boat round the top 8, so unless they really put their racing heads on and get some massive overtakes done, really ballsy overtakes, I don't think it's going to benefit them much. Diamonds does appear to have stayed the same position he was though, so I mean it's kind of a win-win for Diamonds, but everyone else has not benefited much, which is unfortunate. Safety car should be in this lap as Moose has caught up. Yep, the safety car is in this lap. As we're going to watch the front, get the restart done if I can do up my bottle. Just weaving around a little bit there, bringing up the pack, packing up the pack. Warming up tyres, probably not the best way to warm up tyres. Puts a lot of wear on them, which really not necessary. As we're going to be on the restart now, and also Bert appears to have reacted to that well, but not as well as he could have. As Moose gets 5 seconds penalty for speeding in the pit lane, it's slightly weird. And so Bert is going to put amazing pressure on JT into the first corner now. It's going to be now or never situation. He's got 2 more laps to get the move done, but he needs to try and reel him in extremely quickly. As Flov has left the session, let's see if I have him. I do. So I've sent an invite to Flov there. Sorry about that. KJ's still in 4th. We'll get a little update on KJ before the race. We appear to have a little look at the dive bomb there on Nico there, but just really wasn't worth his time, really wasn't worth getting taken out for. Diamonds has made up a few positions. Those new tyres have benefited him a lot. As you can see, he's just braking so much later than everyone else. It nearly took him out. We watched NSO Burt. He has closed back a little bit, but he is going to be absolutely brilliant. His ERS. It doesn't appear to be. He appears to be saving it for the last lap probably. As Diamonds loses out to Louis, we're just going to watch NSO Burt now on this straight. Will he close up on JT? The answer is no. He's closed up, but he's not going to go for any kind of move. He's not going to go for a fake dive on or anything like that. As KJ is extremely close on Nico's bum. He's looking to make the move, but he just can't find the place to make it stick. You can see he's looking for the dive bombs, but he just really doesn't want to risk such an amazing race. And I can't blame him. Starting 4th on a 36 lap race is absolutely amazing, especially for the fact he started near the back. As I'm not 100% sure what happened to Vabo there, but he is extremely far at the back with Moose, which is shocking for the fact that he was looking at possibly even winning this race. As JT's just pulling away from NSO Burt so much every lap. NSO Burt is just gaining his time on the straights. That's all he can do. As DRS is enabled, so the second straight is going to be NSO Burt's last chance unless he gets a drag into the first corner. As Diamonds goes up to P5 now, missing on Louis. As NSO Burt is going to grill his ERS. He's going to absolutely grill it to try and get past. But he just tucks in behind him. That's all he can do. He needs to push it. Absolutely push it through the last couple of corners. As we know, he isn't very quick through the technical sector, through the second sector. You know, he's mainly getting his time on the straights, so he needs to stay with JT as best as he can to have the best possible opportunity. Dragged to line. As JT gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, he must have been pushing himself so hard, and that gives the win to NSO Burt at this moment in time, unless he can pull something out of the bag, which I highly doubt. This does not matter to NSO Burt anymore. As long as he doesn't crash, he has won this race. As KJ is up to 3rd and he will be promoted to 2nd, an absolutely amazing drive. As JT crosses the line in first, but Enes O'Burt will steal that third position from him. From that penalty, JT has gone down to 5th position. Enes O'Burt taking the win of this sprint, KJ in 2nd and Nico in 3rd. Diamonds has made an absolutely lovely recovery drive as well, getting 4th. Those fresh tyres really did seem to be what worked for him. I doubted it, but he made it stick. Absolutely amazing. It's so unfortunate for JT. He put on such an amazing drive, fending off from Enes O'Burt there. Every move he made, he came back at it. But it's unfortunate what happened on that last lap. He was putting so much pressure on to try and keep Enes O'Burt behind him and just slipped. So there's your order then. Enes O'Burt is 1st, KJ is 2nd, and Nico is 3rd going into the race. Waiting for this to finish now. Yeah, Death Star. Louis is in 9th. He must have got a penalty, I think. I think he did get a penalty on the last lap, like JT did. 3 seconds, I think, I saw. That's probably the reason. That's probably what happened. Bless me. So it's a dry race, which differs from the D2 race, which was very wet. Very slippy. Hopefully we won't see many safety cars. There was some very, very clean racing in the sprint there, so hopefully we can transfer that to the race and make an absolutely amazing race. As KJ is starting in 2nd, which is amazing. I'm not entirely sure where he started in. Spectate the Ferrari garage. Oh, Lewis Hamilton's in there. Oh. I'm not funny. But we'll see what he can do in the race. I've put a comms curse on him, but it appears my comms curse isn't very good. But I did also curse his season 3, so you know maybe he'll do an emu and crash 9 races in a row. So we never know. My comms curse could have worked. It just might be reserving itself for next season. So tyre strategies for this race. I'm thinking probably a medium to hard. That's just the basic setup I always run. You can't fail with it. But some people might explore the setup. Some people might prefer for a soft start to go to a hard. You know, they might be able to keep their softs running to about lap 12 and then go for hards. You know, whatever they want to do. If they know they can preserve their tyres well, they might go for the riskier options. It's totally up to them. I think we might have a formation lap starting as well, which will be allow us to have a little drink, have a little whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Can someone ask me some questions in chat, please? So I don't know what to say right now. Can someone start asking me, you know, even if they're stupid questions, I just prefer a question. Oh, as it appears someone's done a commentator curse on J-Rise. I wonder who that is. J-Rise, I think he'll have an amazing race. His sprint race was a little poor, but I think he'll cruise on to the victory. D3, dominant, mate. I think he'll be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I think he'll storm through the field, storm past KJ like he's sitting still having a cup of tea. Yeah, I think it'll be absolutely amazing, a soaring drive, as we have a formation lap. I wish Jay Rice looked there, starting in 10th. Don't crash. I wonder who did that comms curse, because I think that's ridiculous. Let's get the UIs up quickly. So we want anything. Let's see what tyres people are on. So people have gone for the medium to hard strategy, it appears. Some people have gone hards. I'm not sure what the plan are doing. Not sure if they're going to do the reverse hards to mediums, or they're going to see how long they can bring hards into this race, and then you know, go for softs, see how hard they can get. Oh, for God's sake! So Death Star has had another. So we've had another comms curse to kilojoules as well. What a nerd. So yeah, kilojoules KJ. I think he'll have an absolutely amazing race, last to first. Do it absolutely amazing, not crash at all, not get taken out by anyone. He'll storm to the victory. The only person obviously that can offset him is J Rise, obviously with his super pooky powers. I know it's cute, Death Star. I know it's cute, Death Star. It definitely was not me that put that confession to the bottom of the job. As we'll see, all the drivers lining up now, as we'll just hide all the UIs. Get ready for this race. Should have clicked wrong button. I can't see the lights whatsoever, but we'll just have to use our imagination. As the last person lines up on the grid is IF Racing. And for 5 red lights, it's lights out and away we go for this Brazilian Grand Prix. NSO Burt gets an amazing start, but KJ's really putting pressure as Nico wants to go down the inside there. As he fails, KJ is going down the inside there. Absolutely wonderful, allowing NSO Burt a little bit of space, but he's really clearing ahead. Nico hits NSO Burt, I think, and puts him off a little bit from his time. Kilojoules has gone into the lead by a staggering amount on the first lap, as there's a massive squabble at the back there between Nico and NSO Burt. Nico is looking to send it round the outside. As NSO Burt gets spun around, this was that was dirty. After what happened with IF, there's no way that could have been clean. No way that could have been clean. We knew disaster was going to happen, and that absolutely ruined NSO Burt's race there. Absolutely shocking. It's so unfortunate. Nico obviously didn't mean to do it. As we're spinning the back there with our web, it spun straight on the grass there. It's quite a chaotic race start, I think, compared to this sprint. The sprint was quite clean. As KJ is in the lead by over 2 seconds already. Kilojoules is really letting those kilojoules go in his battery pack and is just pushing. Call me Michael McIntyre, whatever his name is, because I am a comedic genius. Quite a dirty first lap there. NSO Burt's chances at a victory have been absolutely shattered by an opportunistic move through the quick. You just need to, I don't know, most rights. Through the absolute right-hander. What? Through the quick right-hander. There's no way that move is going to stick there. NSO Burt just didn't want to give in that position, and I don't blame him. That was poor. And my timing is a bit glitched, but I think we're fine. As Diamonds is in 3rd place. He's in the podium positions. Maybe could he get his first win? No, he can't. As he gets a little squirmy on the rear end there, a little bit of oversteer. So the race strategies are hards to mediums, which is the only one I agree with, because the other one is just a lie, because no one in their right mind is going to run a strategy like that. As KJ is just absolutely soaring into the lead. He's eating up those medium tyres there. He needs to be careful with them. As DRS is now enabled, it's more a fight with the top three. As Louis goes into third, Diamonds is probably looking to get that position back with the DRS opening, as he's just clenching the slipstream with Louis. He just tucks in the rear of Louis there. He's not looking for a move, as I think Stein has re-overtaken JT, going into the quick right-hander. This is not going to be clean. Oh, as it is clean, I think. Stein just allows a little bit of room for JT. He's probably seen what's happened to his teammate and gone, I don't want that to happen to me. I choose life. That's probably what he said. And he has allowed a little bit of room for JT rather than going in the aggressive option and just like pinching himself up. I'm not using too... Yeah, he's using too many kilojoules, isn't he? He's grilling his battery with those kilojoules. Louis is closing in on Nico though. The DRS is now activated on Louis. He's going to be looking for a move around this lap or the next lap. There's been some moves with the AlphaTauris back in the rear there. There's not much really going on in the back, to be honest. It's more just people that have been spun out, which is extremely unfortunate. And Burt had such a race ahead of him, but he's just been spun out by just an opportunistic move. Louis has closed up, but he has not made the move. As Rise is going up, but he made a mistake there and has nearly allowed Grieven to get past. He's appeared to lock up in the brake thing as he hits the rear of Tiger, just sending him out of control. You probably thought Tiger was going to go much quicker through that quick right-hander, as I thought he would as well. He's on mediums, while J-Rise is on hard. Tiger appears to be taking it nice and steady, and J-Rise just hits rear and he's focused on stabilising into car more than keeping the positions, which is no blame him, to be honest. Louis is closing up on Nico though, Nico's son, as he's probably going to be looking for a move into the third, fourth corner at the end of the straight. He's really closing in. If you can keep it tidy through these sets of corners, keeping nice and close. I was wondering what's happened to Stein there. There's a safety car that just absolutely shatters Louis' dreams, hopes and dreams of getting that second place. There's Vabo's out as well. I wonder what's happened. I'll try and get someone close to the incident to give us a little commentary on it, as they've all just disappeared. But it appears they must have taken each other out or something, because they both crashed into the first corner. They must have just hit into each other while battling into the first corner and just took each other out, which is so unfortunate. Stein was up there. I'm not sure what happened to him. He must have got taken out as well. He was up there. Maybe went for a quick pit stop. But so unfortunate. As Rise is in 7th place as well, making up 3 positions. We shall go to position change now. So Louis has made it up 6 positions, which is absolutely amazing. 5 laps. He's really pushing those tyres though. Grieven has also made it up 6 positions, which is absolutely amazing as well. Diamonds has stayed where he was. He did make it up 1 position before Louis obviously overtook him. They died on the straight. How did they die on the straight? Just like both just go. I think personally it's a wrong time to pit for hards. I don't think you're going to make it to the end on hards. If you do, they're going to be in puncture territory by the time you get home. You know, Jarno Otmir was close to puncture territory when he pulled a similar kind of strategy off in one of his league races. You know, when a pro driver is in puncture range, you know for a fact some of these guys are going to be in puncture range. For a fact, no offence, they are better than me. Apart from Diamonds, obviously I am better than Diamonds. Diamonds just makes excuses all the time. J-Rise is up in 2nd, probably due to everyone else pitting. He can stay out. It'd be beneficial to have a pit stop into a safety car, but I just don't think you'd make it to the end, especially on his hard tyres. It'll absolutely ruin his strategy that he's pitting now, and if he'll have any chance of getting to the end, he'll have to go for hards, and then that will mean he'll have to make another pit stop at the end of the race, which will destroy his momentum. it's just not worth it for Rise. It's probably worth just waiting for another safety car, which is probably going to happen at some point in this race, hopefully. And if that doesn't happen, just send it in the pits. Breathing as well, similar kind of thought process there. We'll just see who's pitted, who hasn't. Yeah, Breathing has gone for a similar strategy to Rise, so if they were to pit now, it absolutely ruined their plan. So no point in pitting there at all. Just got to be right back. Grievin is really trying to warm his tyres. Is it really necessary to weave that much? You might as well just hold the brake. It's really eating into his tyre life now. You know, the safety car's meant to be a time for your tyres to cherish, meant to extend your strategy if you need to. But just Grievin is just weaving. Like, you know, there's no tomorrow. Rise is keeping it nice and steady. He's probably using the strategy I use as well. There's a few people in top 4, obviously they haven't pitted yet. IF Racing has moved up quite a few places, so has Tiger, they obviously haven't pitted yet. They're probably waiting for another pit stop. The people that have made pit stops, you know, it's fair enough, but I just don't think the hards will make it to the end properly. People that got on mediums, they definitely have to make another stop, or their tyres are going to explode by that 30. The safety car will be in this lap now, so we'll go to the front and watch Grievin restart this race. We'll see if Rise can get a jump on him and try and send it into the first corner. Rise is never ever scared of moves. We'll see what he can do. Hopefully produce some exciting racing. Go back to position change now as we'll watch Grievin restart this race. As Rise is just tucking into the side of him, waiting for his race restart. As he's accelerated up to the line now, Rise is having a look down the inside, but more pressure was put on his rear by Tiger Gamer, who's gone into second place. But Rise has the inside line, but so does Tiger Gamer. He's going to go for a switcheroo now, but Rise still has the inside line going into second straight now. He's going to keep on his side. He's going to keep on him inside line. As he goes, sends it down the inside, I believe. No, but Tiger Gamer has come out dominant in that situation. Unfortunate to Rise, he just didn't get the jump that Tiger Gamer did. There's been a few more moves round at the back. Louis has made it up a few positions. As it appears, IF Racing has spun. As Diamonds is just dive bombed. Absolute diabolical dive bomb. But he has made it work. Somehow. As we'll go to the front now. As KJ has just built so much. He was about P7 in that safety car. He's already gone up 3 positions from that safety car restart, which in one lap is insane, as DRS should be enabled in either this lap or next lap, 2 laps after the race restart, so probably next lap. But it's just KJ is really pushing his Alfa Romeo, as Tiger has pushed Grievin, and Grievin has gone off the track, and Rise has gone into first place. Rise has capitalised on that move there and gone into first place. Just the shoving and pushing has really let Rise cherish. As KJ has gone round the outside and has gone into first position. He's gone into first place around the outside of Rise. It's an absolutely amazing move. Made it up about 3 positions in one sector, as he's just going to charge out front now compared to Rise, who's just going to be focusing on using his defensive moves against Nico. Rise will also have to pit again. KJ, if he's conservative with his tyres, he won't have to pit again, which will be beneficial for him. Louis is around a similar position. He hasn't really gained much. Tiger Game has gone all the way down to 4th. As Grieven's gone down to 8th. He got pushed off track, I believe. I'm not 100% sure by who, but he got pulled. He got pushed off track on the inside and just lost it. He just couldn't keep up with the pace, as Nico's going to be putting pressure on Rise as Rise goes for the inside line. The DRS is now a label as Nico makes the move done before the corner. see if Rise can snap back with the DRS. KJ is going to be vulnerable. However, Nico is extremely close to his rear end. Nico is just pushing down that straight as he's going for, as he makes the move done before the corner, as KJ just tucks in behind him, doesn't see the point of trying to push any further and just lets the move happen. It's been phenomenal racing so far. Diamonds has made up quite a few positions. Louis also made up quite a few positions as well, which is amazing for them. Louis has phenomenal pace, and so does KJ. Their last to first challenges are going so well so far. KJ is going to be putting massive pressure on Nico into the first corner. Now with his DRS open, DRS flap open, he's going to be going for the inside line, looking like he's going to make the move done before the corner, as he does. But he's going to be extremely vulnerable to the Aston Martin going onto the second straight with DRS open. Rise is also looking to put pressure, as well as JT is going to put massive pressure on Rise as well going into the first corner. KJ is vulnerable, as he looks like he's able to stay ahead of Nico. Nico just tucking in behind him as JT makes the overtake done on Rise up into the corner. Louis is again moving up. He's in 5th position. I'm not sure if I think that's where he was, but he's really building now on Rise. Rise is just slipping away from his hands. He obviously isn't pacey enough to be with this pack out front. KJ is just soaring out into the distance, just absolutely pulling. He looks like he might be out of DRS into the straight, as he won't be, but he'll have a significant lead, as JT will be on the back of Nico, putting pressure on Nico, which will work perfectly for KJ, who can just soar into the first corner without even having to check his mirrors. JT is going to be putting massive pressure on Nico, but it seems he's just going to tuck behind and wait for the second straight. Nico has probably burnt his ERS trying to stay ahead of JT and stay with KJ, but KJ is just pulling away so much every lap, and JT is going to be a massive threat to Nico now going up into the first corner. Nico is just going to be using the slipstream from KJ as there's no position changes, as Louis has overtaken Rise as well, and Louis is pushing towards the top 3 now. Rise just doesn't have the pace to keep up, unfortunately. He was so quick in qualifying, decently quick in the sprint, and it's all just dropping from him. JT and Nico are very close together, and KJ is pulling away. KJ is extremely quick through the corners. He appears he might be running a higher downforce setup compared to the people behind him, but obviously that doesn't work well with him on the straight, as Nico and JT will have a good run at each other, and Louis is just going to sit back there, gain from the DRS, and just watch this all take place as JT is applying pressure on Nico's rear. He's going to be 3 wide into the first corner. KJ just backing out there. He doesn't want any trouble from these 2 racers, as Nico makes the move done and goes into first position. KJ just slots in behind them both. He doesn't want anything to do with this little scrap. He wants to stay in the race, as JT sends it down the inside on Nico after the second straight, as KJ is applying pressure to Nico as well, as he's going to go for a move into the right-hander, as he just backs out. He knows what's happened to Enzo Burt. He does not want that replicating to him when he's had such an amazing drive so far. It would be so unfortunate if Kilojoules was to be taken out there, as JT just appears to be moving away from Nico quite a bit. JT was, as we saw in the sprint, was quite quick compared to Enzo Burt through the technical second sector, but he was just a tortoise on the straight compared to Enzo Burt elsewhere. So Enzo Burt was keeping up with JT, as Nico is just going to stay behind, and KJ is just going to stay behind as well. He's just going to wait for them to make a mistake. It's not his battle worth fighting. He knows if he just sits it out, just watches from the back with Louis, they'll eventually hit each other and make a mistake, and he'll be able to capitalise on that. Nico just is just looking for a move, but it just doesn't have the balls to make one, and I don't blame him. He just wants to stay in the position he is. He's had an absolutely amazing drive so far, and JT has also had an amazing drive as well. He's stayed up, he's moved up 4 positions since the race start, but I just don't think he's pitted, which he'll have to make another pit stop, but he is really making the most out of this stint. JT is extremely quick through the technical second sector, as said before, which is just really benefiting him and just really allowing him to stay ahead on the straight, as we're going to watch JT and Nico now. And KJ might try and move into turn 1 if he thinks he can, but KJ does appear to be quite a safe racer. He does, as what we've seen, he's backed out of many moves just to try and keep his head in the game. You know, he's still got his front wing, you know, right up their rear, but he's just keeping himself out of any trouble, which is probably the best thing to do right now. It's quite a tight track, and I'm quite surprised there hasn't been more collisions. There's been some very clean racing so far between them, as Nico just gets so close to JT's behind, but he just can't make a move. He just doesn't want to make a move, or he can't make a move. I don't blame him. He just wants to stay in the race. He wants to keep pushing. He's holding off from KJ so far, which is absolutely amazing. KJ is probably one of the quickest drivers on this grid. Louis just appears to be sitting back there. He doesn't really want anything to do with this battle either. He just wants to keep his position and just keep on pulling away from diamonds from the back. You know, pitting did seem to work for them, but they've got to keep their tyres going. They've got to keep their tyres fresh. You know, if they eat up their tyres, it's not going to work well for them. As we're going to watch Nico, he's just too far back on JT to make a move, but he's going to look down the inside, but just decide it's not the move for him to make. He's oh so close to JT though, into the second straight. We're looking at a move now. If he just grills his kilojoules out of his battery, you know, he might be able to get ahead. As he looks down the inside but just decides not to make the move. Tucking behind JT was probably the best thing for him to do right now. So's KJ. He's probably using a few kilojoules from his battery to keep up with them, but it's just not his move to make right now. He just wants to stay in this race. He wants to fight his way up, and he just doesn't want to DNF. He doesn't want to get spun to the back after making so much progress. We're halfway through this race now. We've got about 20 laps to go, so nearly halfway. We've had some absolutely amazing racing so far, as my throat will tell you. As it just looks like KJ is oh so close to Nico now, using all the kilojoules he can to get this move done into the first corner. As he's just going to look, as Nico goes defensive, KJ just tucks in behind. He just doesn't want to make that move. He's a very conservative racer. He just doesn't want to get his nose into moves he doesn't know he won't pull off. He doesn't know he'll pull off. He's not certain if he'll pull them off. This is probably the best thing for KJ to do right now, as said. Just keep his nose clean and just see if he can capitalise if they make a mistake up ahead. But Nico really isn't applying pressure to JT anymore. JT's just pulling bit by bit every lap in front of him. As then again, Louis is just watching from behind, as everyone is just so far away from each other. The top 4 are just in a race of their own compared to everyone else. There's a little race going on there between 11th, 12th and 13th. A little race going on between 10th and 9th. And there's a small race going on between 8th and 7th. Apart from that, everyone is very spread out, apart from the top 4, which are putting amazing pressure on each other. But they're also being extremely preservative of their race. They're all keeping their noses clean. They're all just watching each other go. They do not want to make a risky move, as Nico just looks down the inside again, as he's been doing every single lap. He just doesn't want to get that move done. He's driven so well this race. It's just not the move to make for him. Going to the second straight now. He's going to be grilling those kilojoules out of his battery, but he's just still going to tuck in behind him. It's not a race for him to race. You know, he doesn't want to race this race hard yet. He wants just to tuck behind and just stay there. It's probably the best thing for him to do. some of these moves are extremely risky. We've got a few dive bomb places around there. We've got a dive bomb corner coming up here. You can send a dive bomb down here. You know, but apart from that, the only dive bombs are at the end of the straight. You do not want to be sending a move through the fast right-hander, as been shown with Ennis O'Burt, unfortunately losing any chance at winning this race. He had such amazing pace, he had such a chance of winning, but it's just all been thrown in the green bin. Other councils have different bins, so I'm not 100% sure what your general waste bin is, but feel free to put in chat the colour of your general waste bin. As we go onto the second straight now, it's just not many moves going on here. It's an exciting racing. They've all just decided that they'll be careful. They've just decided careful is the way to go. To get a little lock up there by Nico, which just allowed KJ to get oh so close. As Ennis O'Burt's got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which is just rubbing salt into the wounds from his crash. You just dropped something last time. Louis is putting pressure on KJ's behind. He's really getting deep in there, but obviously he just can't make this move. But he just doesn't want to make this move. Nico is just staying behind as Louis is putting pressure on KJ, but he's just not looking for the move. These top four are just staying in some kind of train, and this train is boring, I'm not going to lie. But there's not any more races to watch. They're all being extremely conservative. Come on guys, take each other out. I'm joking, don't. But you know, it's just a move needs to happen. Louis is putting pressure on KJ. You know, he's really having a few looks, especially for the fast right-hander there. But you know, that move just wasn't the move to be made. You know, it's just such a dangerous place to make a move. You should not make a move through there at all. I'm just going to watch Louis now, because he's probably the only person that can have a move apart from KJ. So Louis is getting extremely close to KJ's rear diffuser, as he's just going to grill his kilojoules now on kilojoules himself, as he looks down at the inside of kilojoules. Kilojoules putting amazing pressure on him, but Louis just makes that move stick, and he hits the rear of Nico and then takes him out. But he's just made that move stick, and KJ is just, this try strategy has not worked for him. He's remained too preservative. He's, you know, and he's just getting eaten up by the pack. This last first was going well, but kilojoules is really losing some time now. You know, he's probably looking to have better tyres, have fresher tyres at the end compared to other people. But you know, he needs to keep with this pack, as he is doing, granted. But JT just has that clean air in front of him, but everyone else is just dirty air all around. They need to try and, you know, kind of break off from this pack a little bit. They need to, you know, just try and get past each other, just to keep that dirty air at minimum. Going into the start-finish straight, just none of them are close enough to each other to even think about making a move. But you know, Nico might try something on JT. Yeah, he's quite close, but he's just he takes a peek down the inside, but just decides, I'm not going to do that. He wants to win this race. Nico does want to win this race, and he is probably going to go for a move into the second straight, as he just doesn't. He just tucks in behind, which has just been a trend for all these drivers for the past about 7 to 8 laps. They've just been tucking in behind each other, and there's just been minimal racing. Ooh. Whilst they're just having a little game of tucking behind them, we'll have a look at some of the other racers now, see what they're getting up to. IF is going into the pits as Emerson Burt is just out the back of the pack, which is just so sad. What could have been. And Tiger Gamers having a little bit of fun. J-Rise is going quite quick. As J-Rise gets another 3-6 penalty, he goes to the front pack again. See if they're going to make any moves on each other. Louis is close to Nico. It could be a possible move going to turn 1, but you know, I don't think they will be, personally. No, they won't. They'll just tuck in behind each other, which is just, they're just being conservative. They all want a chance to win this race, and that's not going to happen if they're just going to send dive bombs every single lap. You know, they want to keep themselves in the game, keep themselves in the points. You know, they don't want to lose any of this, but the pack is so far apart from each other now. You know, it's an easy pit stop for any of these drivers. It might have benefited JT and Nico staying out, you know, because they can get such an easy pit stop and stay so far ahead of other people. As if his Grieven has gone off the track. We'll see what's happened here. It looks like he's just spun off the track, which is just unfortunate. He's losing a bit of time to fly off. As Moose gets a 3-second time penalty, which is just a little bit of a trend here. It's hard to go over track limits, but there's some places where it's really easy to do it at the same time. You know, first corner, quite easy to go over track limits, especially on the second corner. You know, there's all of them just took behind each other. KJ pitted. KJ has pitted, and I wonder what he's going to pit for. He must have listened to me. And Diamonds goes into 4th, but he's nowhere near the top 3. Let's see what KJ's putting on. KJ's putting on soft tyres. Soft tyres, so I wonder what he's planning on doing now. He probably thinks he can get to the end of the race. He probably knows that the sprint worked well for other people on the soft tyres. There's 12 laps to go, that's exactly how long the sprint was. And he probably thinks he can benefit on these soft tyres, really pushing him to the end of the race. We'll see what he can do. You know, he's not going to lose anything, he's already won the championship. It's definitely a good attempt. He's going to give it an attempt, and fair play to him. Fair play. As Louis is just getting so close to Nico, as he just brakes so early, then just to avoid going at Nico's diffuser. But he's going to give it such a push as Nico goes into the pits as well as JT. I think that Louis was one of the people that pitted on the safety car. I think he was. He's probably looking to end this race on his hard tyres, but I don't think it's the way to go for him. The mediums runners, I think, or no, they were hards. I think they've gone to softs like KJ. They're going to come out similar points to KJ. KJ's just had an amazing in lap, and it looks like he might get the undercut done, but he just doesn't. He doesn't get the undercut done, unfortunately, and just tucks in behind both of them for them just to continue their who can tuck in the best race. Louis is far ahead, so is Diamonds. Both of them are probably looking to finish this race on their selected compounds, but all the soft runners are just going to be so fast compared to everyone else. Rise is hitting fastest lap on his mediums while he was, and these soft runners are just going to be destroying Rise's fastest laps in search of victory from Louis. As Louis goes into the pits, he's decided that he's going to go on soft like everyone else, which is going to put him in a similar position. I think personally, he is going to get undercut. They've had such an amazing in-lap, it's just not going to work well for him. He needs to get an amazing exit. Let's have a look, as they're all battling out through the first corner, as KJ sends it down the inside of Nico, just backing out of there, nobody can get the undercut done. As they all get the undercut done on the Haas, who is just squirming in the pit lane, trying to stay ahead as much as possible. As Louis is relegated to P4, Diamonds is in P1, but his lead is being eaten into like a chocolate cake. Hello, Stein. it's just not looking well for Diamonds. But he will be able to retain at least the position he had, which was P5. But Rise and Moose are looking quick behind as well. You know, I think personally, Diamonds has a little problem. They've eaten 1 second into Diamonds already. This pack of 4 drivers. Diamonds just has no chance. It's either pit or just stay where he is. As he's going to pit, Diamonds is decided to pit, as he's probably going to go 4 softs like everyone else. As he gets a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. It's so easy to speed in the pit lane. You go in with such speed, you're just so opportunistic going into the pit lane. It's so easy to speed. We've seen a lot of drivers speed. We've seen a few drivers get time limit penalties for cutting the track, but exceeding track limits. But most of the penalties we've seen this race have been for speeding in the pit lane. It's just so easy to do around this circuit, as Louis is just so close to KJ's rear end, and Nico is closing on JT as well. But obviously, as I said, JT is very quick for this technical second sector, so he could pose a threat. So Nico poses no threat to him right now. As long as he can pull a good lead, Nico does not scare him whatsoever into this straight. But Louis is just stuck to KJ's bottom with super glue. Hello, Stein. We're doing fine. What happened with you and Vabo, if you don't ask me? Just wondering. As Louis is going to send it round the outside, hopefully not similar to me and Tiger's move. KJ has eyes and has seen the Haas, unlike me in D2, where I decided to blind myself for a straight and just keep on going, not seeing the Haas whatsoever. As Nico has made the move into first position, I did not see that on JT, probably on the second straight, as I would have probably seen it. But JT is just looking to apply some pressure. He's really squirming around in the second sector, really just trying to look for that dive bomb. He does not want to sit in second place. It's just not where he wants to be right now. As JT is obviously eager to get his first place back, as he's going to send it. He's going to go down the inside into the first corner and send it into the first corner. He's absolutely flying. He's so far ahead. There's no chance at a switchback. KJ just slots in behind Louis there. He tries nothing through there, and I don't blame him. He just wants to keep his position. And Louis and KJ did so well in their last third. I'm not sure if Louis set a qualifying lap. I think he did. But Nico has just not made an attempt on JT into the first corner. They're just going to slot in behind each other now through the technical sector. There's no room for dive bombs. There's no room for mistakes. They don't want to take each other out. They just want to race their own race. Diamonds, though, it's not really worked for him. But he's going to close in on Rise and Moose very quickly on his fresh softs compared to their hards and mediums, which are 9 laps. But whether he can get that overtaking done, that's the question. Overtaking has proved quite dangerous at the track. The only place you really get overtakes done is turn 1 and it appears to be turn 4. You know, any other places are quite dangerous, do pose a risk of taking other people out, like that fast right-hander. That's a very dangerous place to overtake. As Nico sends it down the inside of JT, and Louis has a little look as well on JT as well. Louis just slots in behind as Nico goes into first position, but JT is going to look to get that position back. Oh, so quick. He's going to slot in, he's going to bump draft him, as he's going to try it round the outside. He's going to go round the outside, he's going to make the move stick, as Nico just slots in behind him. KJ is losing quite a bit of time compared to the top 3 now. He's just slotted in behind. He's just going to watch this battle happen and hope they will make a mistake. But it doesn't look like they are. They're being very cautious with each other. As JT has got... Yeah, actually, I've just remembered. Louis, though, he is really just waiting it out. He tried he tried a move into the first corner, but realised it just wasn't for him. He realised he should just let JT and Nico on their way. As Nico gets a little bit skirmish out of that corner there, which really allowed JT to stay ahead, but Nico's just going to burn to try and stay ahead. As he's going to go round the outside, hopefully JT will have eyes, unlike me. As he does, and Nico has gone into first position through first corner, but the second straight is just the ruiner of these moves. It's going to give JT such a good option, as he's going to go round the outside like he tried the first time, as he just can't make that move stick, as he's sent wide by Nico there. He's sent insanely wide, and Louis is having a little peek at JT as well, who was obviously put off by that move and obviously lost a lot of time compared to himself. So, you know, he's with that little move there, Louis nearly got that position made, but as I said, JT is quick through this technical sector. He's really going to be pushing his tyres to try and stay ahead, as Louis has a little peek down the inside, but it just seems like JT missed his apex a little bit. As we're going to go on to the first, we're going to go on to the start-finish straight now. We're about to lap the back markers if they keep it up, but the Haas is just oh so close to JT. Looks like they're both going to make a move. JT is going to go down the inside, making the move done, and Louis is going to look down the inside as well. This can't go well. Louis looked down the inside. JT has taken first position, and Louis looked down the inside. Nico just leaving him a little gap of space, which has just allowed him to stay ahead. Just push Louis off the track into a position where he just doesn't want to keep on going, as they all remain in the same positions going into turn 4, as they will probably remain in the second sector. Louis is just so quick compared to Nico, but they're all similar pace. Nico just outbreaks himself a little bit there, just misses his apex a little bit. You saw he slid a little bit, and Louis just got such a better exit compared to him. He tried it round the outside, and Nico's getting a little bit slidey now. It's like he's on ice. His tyres must be absolutely grilled compared to Louis' tyres and JT's tyres. He must have been putting so much pressure to try and stay ahead of JT, try and get ahead of JT, and try and stay ahead of Louis as well. Louis is an insanely quick driver. He won about 5 races in a row in season 1, as Louis is going to try it. No, he's not. Louis had a good peak down the inside, but it's just not worth his time. Into the second straight now. Louis has such a good position. But he's just going to tuck on the inside. He's just going to let it happen. He's just going to just wait it out, and hopefully Nico will make a mistake, or they will crash into each other at the front, as Nico is putting excellent pressure, as they are going to start lapping the back markers, which might put a little pressure on them. Back markers do ghost, but what happened to me in Hungary, where a back marker cut across the track and I got extremely scared, soiled my pants and nearly crashed because of it. This could happen to them. You know, it's, even though they're ghosted, it is just something you do, just go ah, and just, you know, slam on your brakes, you know, all that. But it appears that JT is keeping a cool head, and Flov is just letting them pass. But Flov just isn't going to give in. He's just going to let them pass with his ghost. You know, as Nico does appear that he's going to try and move down the inside of JT, as he makes the move stick into the first corner. No risk of a switch back there, as he makes the move stick before the first corner. But the second straight, JT is oh so close to Nico, but Nico gets the DRS from the back marker, which is just so good for him. I bet he's loving the back markers right now. He wants the back markers to stay in front of him. That has given him such an advantage compared to JT. Without that DRS, he would not have stayed ahead there, but he was able to stay ahead due to the back markers. I bet he is fist bumping IF Racing there. I bet he's absolutely pleased with him. I think that's the word. But KJ is he's staying in his position, but he's quite far behind. You know, and his softs are quite old compared to other people. But there's going to be no DRS for Nico from this back marker, but there probably will be into the second sector, into the second straight. And as JT sends it round the outside, but he just can't make it stick. Louis is sending it, and Louis is staying on the inside and has made a move on the inside. KJ has seen it, and KJ wants a scrap as well. KJ has sent it 3 wide, and KJ has moved up on JT. He's looking at a move around the outside of Louis, but just can't make it stick. JT has lost so many positions, but JT is sending it down the inside of KJ, but KJ is just staying ahead. KJ is blinking. KJ has absolutely ripped the kilojoules out of his battery, but JT has gone down the inside into the fast right-hander as KJ looks down the inside, but obviously doesn't want to make a move like that. I do not blame him whatsoever. That was an absolute ballsy move by JT and could have taken them both out the race, but it has worked well with JT as Nico has retired from the race. I wonder what's happened there. He must have been taken out by Louis, which is absolutely detrimental for his race. He had such an advantage. He has such a shot at winning this race, and it's so devastating. I bet he is crying right now. And that means Louis is now leading this race. And JT is in second. JT is going to look at making a change now. This is the last lap. This is the last moment. JT is going to be absolutely whipping his ERS into the second straight now, trying to make a move on Louis, but it looks like Louis is going to have a shot at the win. KJ is just so far behind, but you know, Louis might have a penalty if he had something to do. Louis might get a penalty after this race if he had something to do with the Nico getting taken out incident, which would just be so unfortunate. And it's so unfortunate for Nico. He drove such a good race. You know, it's so unfortunate. JT just slots in behind Louis. So Louis is very far up. And he's gaining so much on JT. JT has so much pressure running through his veins right now. He just can't keep it ahead. He's lost almost a second. So it looks like it's going to be Louis, unless he makes a mistake, for the win of this Brazilian Grand Prix. To take one of his victories. He's the driver that's won the most in this. As JT nearly loses it out of the last corner there. That was oh so close, as Louis rounds the final bend and goes on to win the Brazilian Grand Prix, followed by JT and KJ. KJ put on an amazing drive, absolutely amazing drive to go up, but he just stayed so careful in that race. Louis was pushing on those last few laps. JT and Nico were pushing ever so hard with each other. They were having such a good fight, especially in the last 10 laps when they moved on to softs. It is so unfortunate what has happened to them. It's so unfortunate what's happened to Nico. Nico could have so won that race, and so could have NSO Burt. It's so unfortunate as everyone has crossed the line, gone past the checkered flag, and this is your race winner, Louis. That was an amazing race. You know, a few of the laps were boring, sour tub, but overall that was an absolutely amazing battle for the top 4 there. It's just such a shame what's happened to Nico on the 35th lap. Hopefully hopefully he'll be available for an interview and we can ask him a few questions about it and see what we can get, see if we can find out what's happened. It is insanely unfortunate, as your screen is going to go black because I am doing post-race interviews. Right, so the screen is going to be black for these post-race interviews, but which is unfortunate. Hope maybe we'll be able to get a scene on or something.
What a race!
Right, so we will begin, and just hopefully we'll have a few more people drop in. So I think we'll start with Diamonds, who was the first one here. Hello, Diamonds.
Oh yeah.
So
nice to be on the other end of it now, with you as the interviewer.
So how do you think that race went for you, Diamonds? Because you did seem quite far ahead, but you know you're boxing for hards on lap 5. You know, it didn't put you in the best position, and you were just being eaten up until you boxed for softs. I didn't see where did you finish? I didn't see that.
P4, mate.
P4.
Yeah, it was a great race.
Cool. So what do you think about it? So
Well, I think boxing for hards was ultimately the right call. If I'd stayed out, I'd have just been eaten up by everyone else on the restart. In terms of that previous restart, I think it was just new hards still being worse than old mediums and old softs. After, yeah, they managed to pass me. I don't know, just had a bad restart. But I knew in the long term I had the better strategy. I know hards didn't make it all the way to the end, but still got to pop on a fresh set of new softs and overtake Rise and Moose real quick to get myself back up into that position.
yeah,
Both sprint and race were, I think, some of my best drives in terms of pace. I wasn't a front runner. Clearly, I fell off about 10 seconds away from Louis, KJ, and all the rest of them, but I had enough pace to stay where I was, and that's all I needed to get what I think is my best result of the season.
yeah.
Tied with, like, how many other races? Silverstone Sprint, Singapore race, a couple others, yeah.
Yeah, that was an amazing drive. Well, you did a last to first, obviously, because you had a quali ban. I think the strategy did go well for you, but I was quite concerned when you pit on lap 5. It did look like you were planning on going to the end, which was probably not the best thing to do. You know, they wouldn't have lasted, and you know, by the time that KJ and the 4 front runners had boxed for softs, you were just being eaten up seconds a sector. You know, it wasn't.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really have many more questions to ask, to be honest. I'm quite stuck. But thank you, Diamonds.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Love you. As we'll move to KJ now. KJ?
Hello.
Hello. So, how do you think that race went for you? You moved up very, very quickly on your last first challenge there. But once you got into the front runners, you were very, very cautious. What was that about? Were you just trying to keep your position, or were you just not looking for a fight?
Well, I mean, I'll start by saying great job, Nikos and Louis and JT side. Like, the whole weekend was so fun. The sprint, starting at the back, getting up to P2, nearly even winning as well. That was really fun, battling with everyone. And then the race started well, and safety car obviously came out, so we all bit for hards. And then since then it was just me, Nikos and JT side, and Louis blitzing away. And I just kind of I kind of wanted to stay P3 in the train, because when you're P4, like, you can't really capitalise on anything the top 2 do. So I wanted to stay in P3. Louis, though, burnt all his battery, and
Yeah.
like, you probably won't realise in the stream, but the battery was so crucial. Like, if you probably saw us switching and changing positions. If we tried to do that once, just like burn the battery down that one straight, for example, we burnt it all, and it took ages to get back up. So I was just trying to charge my battery, capitalise whenever I saw it. And obviously Nicholson made that massive error at the end, which, shame for him. But
Yeah.
still, it was a really fun race, and P3 I'll happily take.
Yeah, there wasn't very moves. You were definitely tucking in behind each other quite a bit. You were trying to be, very, very careful. How, in your opinion, how do you think that, weekend went for you in terms of the sprint? Because the sprint, you were very, very dominant. The sprint, you were climbing positions. You went up to about P2, didn't you? And then, the race, you didn't really gain many positions. You more just lost them. You just kept safe and sound. Were you more just not applying much pressure, or they were just too quick for you?
I think they were slightly faster. Louis seemed to just have the edge on us. Like,
Yeah.
burnt all his DRS at the end and seemed to just be slightly faster. But yeah, sprint obviously was really good, and then race. I had like a 4-second gap before the first safety car came out, so I probably would have rather there was no safety car, and then I probably would have been chilling in first, and it might have just been me and Louis at the end. But yeah, that packed us all back up, and that meant I had to probably fight for it. And I was just kind of chilling at the back because I didn't want to be leading, because I'd just keep getting into squabbles, so I just wanted to chill at the back and wait until the final few laps and then go for it. But even then, I think the guys had just had enough ERS to hold me off. Like, even at the end there, Me, Louis, and JT were separated by like 9 tenths, and I was only 2 tenths off JT
Yeah.
at the end. So yeah, it was close and like so fine margins.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of defensive games going on. Louis was very quick until he caught up, which he just couldn't pass whatsoever, unless he was just trying to look from the back. We haven't got Louis in here, which is a bit sad because I would love to ask him some questions. But thank you, KJ, for that.
Oh yeah, no problem. I had a lot of fun all weekend, and thanks for the last minute comms as well.
No problem. And R Web. Knock knock. Someone's knocking at the door. Someone's ringing the bell. Hello, R Web.
Hello.
So, R Web, I'm going to start off the questions with the quali. So, quali for you wasn't the best, was it? You know, you definitely had some potential, but you were just missing all your apexes, weren't you?
Yeah, just couldn't get a good lap.
Yeah. And I didn't really see much in the race, but well, in your opinion, how did the race go for you?
It was very up and down. Like there was times where I think I was in P5 at one point, and then during the safety car, I decided to get off hards and go for a medium soft after that. Well, it turned out that the other people going like between mediums and like going from soft to hards. It was like at the end they got so much of an undercut that it was like impossible to gain on any of it back.
Yeah. There was a few collisions. You weren't involved in any collisions, were you? Or because there was a few opportunistic moves, weren't there? There was a few races ruined apart, you know, especially NSO Burt. You know, he could have so won that race, but he was just taken out. Was there any? Did you get involved in any incidents? Because I didn't personally see, but
I don't think I caused any or like got any done to me, but I think kind of just things happening ahead of me and maybe
Yeah,
getting caught up in a thing or two.
yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed that race, but the quali wasn't the best. But you know, you went through the race. You know, you did quite well. So well done. I've got basically no more questions. I don't really see your race, so can't really ask you many questions. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Arwa. And that is that. There's no more people to interview, so I'd like to thank everyone for watching. This was the last race of Season 2. Season 3 is starting around the 22nd, isn't it, Diamonds? Around there. The 23rd is the first Season 3
23rd.
race. The calendar will be released shortly. Obviously, I can't tell you what the calendar is. But the calendar will be released shortly, along with all the details, all the new team principles. You know, there's some exciting rule changes I'm sure everyone will enjoy. So, cheers to Season 2. And thank you very much for watching. And congratulations to all our champions. Jamie Hester, champion of D3. Jay Morris, champion of D2. And KJ, champion of D1. And the Constructors champions, I think, were Alfa Romeo. I wouldn't be shocked. So thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you again in Season 3.